POSH is primarily prevention of sexual harassment of women at the workplace. This is as per the Act. The name of the Act is Sexual Harassment of Women at the Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act. This is an act which has been passed by the government, and it came into being on the 9th of December 2013. It is mandatorily to be followed by all organizations. However, for organizations which have 10 employees or more, they need to have a committee. So the purpose of this whole act is, if a woman faces sexual harassment at her workplace, there needs to be a forum where she can go and complain. Prior to this act, we had the IPC. So IPC has got various sections, 354, 354A, B, C, D, and 509. So prior to this act, if a woman was facing sexual harassment, she went and complained to the police under IPC, under section 509 of IPC. Now, how many women do you think will actually go to the police and complain? There is a lot of reluctance. People don't want to go forward and complain to the police. So because of which, and then post the Nirbhaya case, there was a need for a proper act or so that women can be taken care of, because the Constitution guarantees that, says that men and women are equal. So they have to have equal opportunities. A woman cannot be facing sexual harassment at the workplace, because that leaves her at a disadvantage. So because of this particular act, because of this incident which happened, the Bhauri Devi case, then the Nirbhaya case, this act has come into being. And this has been in existence from 9 December 2013. So that's what the Act is all about. As far as the services are concerned, what are the various things you can do once you become a consultant? One is you set up POSH. Any company which doesn't have POSH, you set up POSH for them. By setting up, I mean to say that you have to draft a policy for them. So every organization needs to have certain things. One, they need to have a policy in place which says that sexual harassment is an offense. It will be treated as misconduct. What is sexual harassment? If a woman faces it, what should she do? Where should she go and complain? Who is the internal committee? What are the responsibilities of the internal committee? What is the kind of punishment? So all these things are mentioned in the policy. Now, this is as far as creating the policy. And this policy has to be shared on the internet or shared with employees, or it can be a part of the induction kit when the employees join in. So this is as far as your policy creation is concerned. Second, what is needed is the posters which show that there is zero tolerance. So these posters are put up at various places in the organization, even near the reception, because it applies, even the visitors who walk in, they should know that this is not acceptable. So these posters are put up, and you form the committee. If a company has 10 employees or more, they need to have a committee. So this committee is, minimum number of people in the committee is 4. The head of the committee has to be a woman who is at a senior level. That's one. There are 2 other employees. So there are criteria even when you select the internal committee members. Basically, integrity issues. They have to have a mature attitude. They should be sympathetic towards the causes of women. This kind of stuff. So you have that. You have one is the senior woman who is a president, 2 other employees, and 1 is an external person. So a POSH consultant can work as an external member in the committee, guide the committee, ensure that the functioning is happening properly, regular meetings keep taking place, and in case if there is a complaint, then guide the committee on how to handle the complaint. So this is as far as your setting up the committee is concerned and your external member is concerned. Apart from this, the employer is expected to do trainings. The trainings are various categories of trainings. One is an employee awareness training, which is done for men and women. Men also need to know what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. They should not get trapped into any kind of false cases. They should know where to draw the line. So that one is your employee awareness training. 2 is an internal committee training. So this is what the POSH consultant can do. 3rd kind of training that he can do is for senior management, so that the organization needs to know, what are its responsibilities and all, and what is the implication of non-compliance. And the 4th is, which is something which is specialized to me, which I generally do, is training for the support staff. So training for the HR people, training for admin staff, training for the IT person. So I do trainings for those people. So that is the 4th kind of training, 4 kind of trainings. Beyond this, so one is setting up POSH, that is policy, posters, setting up the committee. That is one. Second is trainings. I mentioned about 4 kinds of trainings. Third is working as an external consultant and handling complaints. Fourth is, this is a fourth service that I offer generally, is consultation. So many a times a woman is facing a problem. She doesn't know what to do. She needs someone whom she can talk to, someone who knows about the subject and can get some guidance. So you can also do something like a POSH consultancy. And fifth is, you can do POSH audits. Like, when you talk about POSH audits, you need to check. So the next thing is POSH audits. Now, not too many people are doing POSH audits. Now, when we are doing a POSH audit, what are the various things one will look at? So one is, you do a survey to check what is the awareness level of employees. 2, check whether the policy is in place. It is, as per the act, it covers all the various aspects. 3, along with that, you also check, the infrastructure. Now, for me, because I have an admin background, so it sort of becomes easier. You check the infrastructure, whether the workplace is safe or not. So when you're talking about that, you check whether the CCTV footage, whether the CCTV is working properly or not. Are there any blind spots? What about the visitor management situation? Whether the visitor management is happening properly, the data is being collected properly, whether the contracts have got the specific clause or not. Contracts of contract workers, also contracts of, client contracts. So you check upon all these various aspects and you do come to a conclusion that, identify what are the gaps, and then you work with the organization on filling up those gaps. So these are the various things that a consultant can do.